welcome to the Awaken 24 podcast. I'm your host, Eric Oliva Ziyi, and today we're going right into Wu Zong, the origin of enlightenment. Oh yes, the very first method I ever received in this life. I was 8 years old, and that was the first thing I ever got. And it was only partial. It was only part of the method, but it's really good. So, Wu Zong. I named it Wu Zong many, many moons after I received the method, because it had no name. And it is the first technique in the first scroll of Jiwu Tangong in the three root methods. So Wu Zong, to be enlightened, Wu Zong the first. So it's the origin of enlightenment. Firstly, Wu Zong is pointing at single-minded concentration. Mainly, it is about maintaining where your attention goes, and you're going to give it a direction. And in the scroll, the Sanfa Weiben, the three root method scroll, Wu Zong is explaining how to do everything that is necessary within that practice and some of the very smaller details. When I first received the method, it was simply put your mind at your belly and then bring your attention up to your head. And that was it. But there was more to it. And I didn't get that more until I fell deep into its practice. So yes, at 8 years old, I got into the practice, spent hours daily, and throughout the first 5 years of my Wu Zong practice, discovered the other aspects of the practice. They just appeared. You see, in deep concentration, when you reach a state of stillness, you start to reveal. This is the point of Wu Zong also, is that it reveals what has always been there when the senses slow down, turn inward, and illuminate within. That's why I call it the origin of enlightenment, because for single-minded concentration, over time, you reach a state of stillness. In so doing, your senses turn inward, things calm down, the I disappears. Nothing's moving you internally and externally. You don't know the sky above or the earth below, quoting Master Hua. And then you're meditating. You get absorbed into your senses get absorbed inward. Your attention gets absorbed. Your mind is absorbed internally. And then you break through that. But you have already disappeared. And at that moment, that's the breakthrough. But you don't know it. It just reveals. And when you continue that practice, the longer you're in that state, you start to be able to apply that single-minded, focused state, that state of stillness in your everyday life, just by happenstance. It's inevitable. It will just be. And that is that key to this internal clarity, allowing you to reveal what is covered by the six senses, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. What has been created in perspective of your six senses, that I, the me, the ego. And the ego is not a horrible thing. You need to utilize it. However, when it's like an unbridled horse going all over the place, it wreaks havoc. So it's not that you have to control your ego, some other separate entity or other aspect of your personality. It is that you direct where your attention goes. And the concept of this other personality is gone. Because there are no two minds in the body. There are filters that your mind appears through, and it perceives the world the way it does. Hence why self-introspection is important, and single-minded concentration go hand in hand. Wu Zong allows us to do that. It gives us the technique that we put our attention where we need to, bring our attention up to our brain, and we bring our attention right back down to our belly, our navel, and in that process, throughout that process, we start to experience certain aspects of how our mind moves through the body. These things are revealed. You don't have to search for them. But because your senses are calm and clear, you're able to discern what is happening. Are you making it up? Are you thinking and purposely choosing to feel and create a story about what you're experiencing? And again, shoots right back to self-introspection. We don't want to create a story just for the sake of the practice. Let things be, apply your method, and you'll be all right. You see, in Wu Zong, we're not just putting our attention at our belly or dantian, or moving it up to the upper dantian at the brain, the pineal gland. We're not just doing that. We're also refining our energy. We're refining our energy by maintaining single-minded focus. When our senses aren't moved, we're saving our energy. They're not wasting away, not leaking out, so to say. So all of that builds up, rises up to the head, settles at the head, and then settles right back down to the lower dantian, lower energy field. And that's where other cool, magical, fun stuff happens. And I'm not talking about woo-woo, airy-fairy, magical, fun stuff. I'm just saying that just for the sake, because it's fun. Wu Zong is going to be your best friend, and it's going to settle all other techniques. It is what every other method in the Jiu Gong relies on. So make sure you practice Wu Zong daily. You can find the practice. It's available on Amazon. You can get it through my website, awaken24.com. You can find it at the Jiu Gong Scrolls, and you can purchase it there. Very simple. However, Wu Zong was the first method I ever learned, and it was the method itself that thrust open the doors for deeper cultivation and realization and revelation of every other technique within the Jiu Gong Scrolls. So I hope this idea of single-minded concentration, self-introspection, and affixing the mind into one point really bring you to a place of understanding what meditation is. Because meditation is the doing, and it's also the non-doing at the same time. You first apply your practice, and then everything settles, and you no longer are applying the practice because the you no longer is perceived. There's no thinking, there's no feeling, there's no observation of the feeling, there's no observation of the feeling. It is thus. And in that, I wish you a great day. Hope you enjoyed this episode. A little bit of information about Wu Zong. If you have any questions, feel free to email eric@awaken24.com, ERIK@awaken24.com. You can check our website, awaken24.com itself, and you can see all the things that we're up to. If you have any questions, you have any ideas, topic ideas, things you want to know more about, things you're curious about, feel free to drop me an email, and I'll make it part of our show. Thank you. Enjoy.